quadrupled by the 48th hour. But that idea was kind of born. One of the Facebookers actually asked me, "Would you consider adding Facebook Connect to 4chan?" And I was like, "Yeah, no." But it was good fodder for April Fools.
Wow.
But yeah, Facebook is in many ways just the opposite of 4chan is just anonymous and kind of open and no barriers. You just jump right in and post penises. And Facebook, you what is it? What's their slogan? Connect with your friends.
I think it's
your
social utility.
Yeah, social utility, right?
Well, so do you think that if the whole Facebook Connect plan goes forth, do you feel like it's going to ruin our culture in many ways? 4chan
connecting that Facebook, their new what they announced at F8 or okay.
This thing they're doing,
co-opting the web. So it's pro-anonymous as I am. I mean, it's the founding principle of the site of 4chan. Facebook does offer us something. I don't agree with their privacy policy, the fact that they've, one of the things I asked them, I said, essentially, I think when somebody asked me, what would you ask of us? And I said, look, you and Google, what Mark Zuckerberg and Eric Schmidt have said recently as far as kind of how much they have to, where they're setting the bar as far as privacy goes. It's you guys set the bar. And, be sure to set it high, because I feel month after month they're kind of lowering it, because they see the success of sites like Twitter where people are so comfortable sharing all sorts of information about themselves out in the open, out in public. And I just said, look, you guys set that bar, so be really, really careful. Facebook is a great utility. I mean, tons of, 400 million people use that site. 200 million return every single day. It's insane. So it's not as if we're all as much as we can kind of hate on it and criticize them for what we're doing, we're still I think everybody here probably has a Facebook account on this panel. So we can only say so much about that. But it is scary. I mean, what I said at TED was just that sites like 4chan are a dying breed. Sites that allow you. I was really excited about Chat Roulette because it's a site where you on the front, there's no copy, there's no instructional video. You hit the front page, it's immediately apparent to you what it is. You can start playing with it. It's anonymous. It's all of the things that I've kind of been evangelizing for the past.
I disagree. Chat Roulette's immediately aware what it is. I mean, you get a few surprises along the way.
Yeah. This is great. I can be. Oh.
Oh my.
So I mean, what they're doing, I don't necessarily agree with, but people are embracing it. So maybe that is the future of the web.
Cool. So I've just been informed by our security detail that our panel's running down. We have to end at 6:30, so I think we'll shift to audience questions if you guys are cool with that. Anyone in the audience have questions? Oh, all right. We could do that too.
Let's see.
You want one of these? Or could we do number one?
I like number one.
Yeah.
What are we going to avoid telling our kids about internet culture in 25 years? Grandpa, what's the internet like?
So I have this presentation I've been working on, which is basically all the videos I'm going to show my kids, and I'm going to say, don't do what this kid did. Stop calling me a homo. Don't respond to trolls. It's keep your cool face on.
I think Jamie's the only one who's actually going to have kids.
Other people's kids.
Yeah.
I'll tell the grandchild of my dog that, I think their language will be significantly different than ours, right? And we're already seeing this today. A lot of kids in college, a lot of kids in, well, maybe not college, but junior high school, they write and they write in very different ways where they express a lot of emotion through language. And, we can tell them what the hell we want, but they're not going to listen to us anyway, right? So.
Yeah. Moo, are you going to tell your kids about 4chan?
I have a feeling if I don't, you all will. So I think if I had a girl, I would never allow her to use a webcam. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, your son can show off his dick on the internet? I'm confused. Your daughter isn't allowed to show her tits, but your son is allowed to show off his dick. Unfair.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully Chat Roulette will still be around. What will be the venue for that? It'd be a really, really. I mean, it's hard enough to when I had that conversation with my parents, I imagine having it with my children would be exponentially harder and more awkward and horrible.
One of the things that we realized so recently this downfall thing happened. We put out a PSA where we're trying to get like folks who had their videos taken down to get them back up again. And one of the arguments we tried making was that we want people to understand that we want everyone to understand that all this stuff that we could usually consider media, video, images, image macros, whatever they are, it's becoming the language by which we kind of communicate with one another. And I don't know what's going to happen 25 years from now, but I'm really scared about things like takedowns. I'm really scared about things like copyright on all the stuff that's fast becoming our common language. If all of a sudden, like, we're not, it would be, to me, it's kind of the equivalent of if all of a sudden you're not able to use certain fucking words in the English language, like fuck, then that could have disastrous effects upon like our ability to communicate with one another.
Can we go to the question? I like this, number 5. Internet culture is basically youth culture. What will happen when it becomes adult culture, whether or not it's mainstream? That's a good question.
Shoot.
Oh, I was
It's
asking.
on you.
Then why don't you answer that?
Oh, okay, fine. I was asking you guys a question, actually, because I was just reading it.
I mean, is it youth
Yeah, it
culture?
is. It's both. Like,
Yeah.
I'm 27, sort of young. I'm a baby.
Facial hair.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
But there's older people here, right? Right? No, I mean there's
Jason?
there's one. There's one. We found him. I mean, we had to download our pornography on 14.4 modems. Uphill both ways. It's yeah. Oh, I might need my porn now. I mean, it's not youth culture. It's anonymous culture. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, no one on the internet knows you're a cat. Like, like you're there, and if what you're creating is great, it's going to spread. And if it's not, like, go play on the Eldernet. Like, where it's all like, forward this angel onto 7 people or whatever. Right.
But isn't that part of internet culture too?
What's that?
I said, but isn't that part of internet? I think it's interesting that you said it's not anonymous. Is anonymity one of those core values that I was trying to get you guys to list?
It was.
Yeah. I mean, I think like the Facebook model is now creating like a walled, separate internet, like where it's all tracked and where you can see, this is like the ideal crediting system. You can see which one of your friends posted that first and like it or whatever the thing is. You can do that first, and but it's like completely separate from the conference that we're at. Like, our whole conference is about like coming together as a community and building it without as much credit.
It's funny how, like, 2 years ago, we were probably terrified of the Chinese making their own internet. Now we're like, Mark Zuckerberg is like, please, Mark, no.
10 years ago it was AOL.
Yeah, right?
Mark Zuckerberg is Chinese.
So actually, hold up. Hey Tim, what's up? So actually, this internet, the 10, 15-year out thing and anonymity is very fascinating, because as we get more devices, like the new iPad 3G has GPS enabled, so you can actually, every time you go post a message, you can actually have GPS data coordinates in it. And then you cross that with cases of anonymity where people try to stay anonymous, and mobs of internet users who are also anonymous outed them. Right? So it's not like anonymity is something that we can actually say, I wish to be anonymous, therefore I am. It's something that the community has to respect. Right? Because every time we do something, we're leaving a technological footprint. And if somebody really wants to find out who said something, guess what? They're going to find out. So, it's one of those things where companies, right, especially like Facebook, have to respect that right. And laws and societies have to also understand that if I wish to remain anonymous, like, they're allowed to do so.
But,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, we just said wish to remain anonymous. But there was a time where registration, to identify yourself was this opt-in thing, and now it's all compulsory. Now you have to eschew your identity to become anonymous. It used to be the other way around, and now we've arrived at a point where...
Yeah, I find it fascinating that if you want to post your location, on your iPhone, you have